Well, welcome to Haunted Elevator. We'll see if it actually reaches the bottom level, but welcome everybody. My name is Matt Schultz. I'm going to be your guide for the next half hour or so. I'm the resident paranormal investigator and the host of the Paranormal Investigation Tours. And we're going to be going down to the boiler room system, one of the coveted areas to investigate. The way we get to spend time down there is exclusive to my tour. Most everybody has to walk through. It's just a guided walking tour, but we get to hang out there and investigate for long periods of time, which is exciting. So we're going to go down there, show you some lighting equipment that we have, some investigation equipment, and then we're going to do a demonstration on a piece of equipment that may allow us to hear spirit voices recorded on the spot immediately. Very exciting. So follow me. It's a little dark here, but hey, this is fun.
Oh, Dark Harbor status.
This way, everybody.
First time I was here with Robert House, he sailed like cheap and pushing me down the stairs.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Ross just talks about it. You know how Ross is.
Oh, yes. I sure do. This way, everybody.
Come on. I feel comfortable actually.
Oh, yeah, I was comfortable down here.
And it smells incredible.
After I'd done it.
Sorry, there was like
10,000th time.
It smells like parsnip.
Trying to get out of
Yes,
the way
I
of it.
know. It's got that nice little attraction smell to it. All right, I'm stopping here because I'm going to show you a really neat experiment that we have down here, something called the laser grid experiment. Now, I know that we have some lights here, so it's going to neuter the effect a little bit, but you'll be able to see it. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on right now. So we have several of these set up within the boiler room system in different parts. This system may allow us to see spirit entities that move between the light source, which is at your feet, in the background. It may look like a major shadow, may look like a distortion in the light, just depends. But a lot of people like to just sit here and watch the lights as they try to record for spirit voices on my tour. And by the way, my tours are Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And they go late night. Fridays and Saturdays, they start at 11 and go to like 3 in the morning, and then 1 hour earlier on Sundays. So it's a long experience. I share education, investigative protocol, experimentation that we do on my investigations as a team here and elsewhere. And so it's the opportunity for guests to become part of an investigation team without actually having to join one. So the idea is that it's a data gathering tour. Everybody takes home evidence to review and possibly find something awesome and respond to us. And I spend about 6 to 8 hours a week going through evidence and data that guests send to me, editing it, vetting it, etc. So we get lots of stuff on a continuous basis. I have a huge archive of high strangeness from the ship that I'm archiving for future generations. It's a very, very exciting position to be in, and I'm very honored to have the position as well. So let's make our way down here. This is boiler room number 1, by the way, boiler room number 1. So we've just entered boiler room number 2. People always ask me, Matt, are we underwater? I get this feeling we're underwater. We are. If you look here, this white paint job here where it meets this rust paint line, that's the water line outside. We're about 40 feet or so underwater right now. And we're cheating a little bit. We're on a 6 foot high or so platform. So we're pretty far down underwater. All right. And this piping apparatus has no basis or reality for a real boiler room. This is for the Ghosts and Legends entertainment tour during the day. Very exciting, fun entertainment tour that's doing some refurbishment work right now. It'll be back up and running shortly. Very, very popular. Been here since the mid-1990s. If you haven't tried it, checked it out. It's a lot of fun. It's just been reimagined, and it is pretty awesome, I gotta tell you. Really awesome. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our way right over here to the safe room, and we're gonna go on in. So follow me this way. Just to let you know, we have boiler rooms 3 and 4 that direction. During our tours, we get to investigate all of it. Literally a football field length of boiler room system here to investigate. So people really enjoy hanging out down here and having the run to the boiler room system. So we're gonna go through this door here. You can continue, I guess, using your lights or not. It's really up to you if you like. And if the vote is the majority, I'll turn on the white lights in there so you don't have to have your lights. It's up to you. Some people like the dark. Come on in. All right. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Feel free to sit down on the bench, or you can run the perimeter of the room, put your back up against the wall. It's up to you. Hello. I'm going to take a look and say hello. I'm the guy with the Disney stuff in the elevator. Yes.
Oh.
That's me. I did a little quick change. I did do that. All right. So welcome to the safe room, everybody. It really is a safe room. This room was built for the guests of that Ghost and Legends tour I just told you a moment ago. If there were ever an emergency situation where they couldn't go back up the elevator, they could come in here for shelter. There's an emergency call box back there. They can hit the button for security. So it really is a safe room, yet it's one of the several what I call weird spots aboard the ship. Places where we have extra numbers of high strangeness occur, including disembodied voices, touching, great EVP, captures, etc., energies pushing people, that kind of thing. So I just love this room, So we're gonna do a little bit of work in here with the time that we have left. I just wanted to show you a little display of some of the equipment that we use. Some of it's more exotic than others. We have basic compasses and thermometers all the way to systems that may allow us to sense free-floating static electricity fields. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for energy anomalies within the environment mostly. We feel that spirits use energy to interact with us. That's the one thing that most paranormal investigators have come together on. I mean, you can, in this field like ufology, there's a lot of arguments about what's going on, right? But one thing we've all come together on is that spirits use energy to interact with us. We're always looking for energy anomalies. So let me see if I can get a little something going here with some static. It's very moist down here. Oh boy. Oh, there we go. Get a little hit there for a second. There we go. Right there. So it's sensing a static field there. So we think that spirits might be able to manipulate or create static fields. Oftentimes when people hear disembodied voices in their ears, not only do they hear it, but they feel it. They feel that there's something there. And some people feel it might be a static discharge, for example. So that's one example of many concepts that we have out there. So what I want to do is I want to do a demonstration of my EVP listening station for you guys. This may allow us to hear those elusive EVPs on the spot. There's got to be somebody here that doesn't know what EVP is. Electronic voice phenomenon. It's the recording of a possible spirit voice on a recording device. And it's a voice you didn't hear at the time that it was recorded, but you later discover it when you're playing your recording back. So it appears they're like magic, right? Or at least it seems like magic because we don't know the technology and science behind it yet. And we probably never will. Probably never will. So the key to the system is this little recorder here, built and designed specifically to do this work, so it's specialized piece of equipment. This is a digital delay playback recorder. So we're going to record 23 seconds, and I'll ask a question, we're going to go completely silent. When the 23 seconds is up, it's going to play back through my loudspeaker here. And in that silent time, we're going to listen for any voices or anything anomalous that might be possible spirit-based. So we're listening to everything on a 23-second delay basis, so if that makes sense to anybody here, Good, okay. I have to stop and start in between questions when I'm using this for a big group like this. Oftentimes we'll transmit to wireless headphones, which I use during my tours, which is really nice. And we don't have to do the stop and start. We just let it run continuously, and once you get used to the delay and asking questions, it's a beautiful thing. You just ask a question and you just sit there and wait for a possible answer to come back. So, people always ask me, well, do you ever get any evidence from the thing? And the answer is, so much that it's my favorite piece of equipment of all time. Favorite piece of equipment. I'd give up everything you see here, but keep that piece of equipment. That's how much I love it. So let me play a couple examples. This first one was using the system. I asked the last question of the night, do you have something you want to say to my friends? Do you have a message? And we waited for the silence, and we heard some whispering, so we boosted up the volume, and we got an answer. The answer is, look at me. Just like that. And everybody started freaking out. But I was excited, because we've gotten lots of spirits wanting to be acknowledged, recordings of spirits wanting to be acknowledged. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I'm here, that type of thing. So it fell right in line with what we've gotten in the past. And if there's anything I love, there's nothing I love more than evidence that links together, repeats, or has some kind of connection. So I love when that happens. So let's go ahead and play that. Do you have a message that you'd like to give these people in the room here before we go? Do you have something you'd like to say? So of course that wasn't heard at the time that was recording. So critics will go, come on, Matt, that was just somebody in the group whispering. Well, I defy anybody in my groups to try to fake that. Whisper that loud enough so it gets on my recorder and not have your neighbor go. It's impossible in an intimate group to do something like that. I should say it's almost impossible. Nothing's impossible, right? But yeah, so.
And it sounds like it's in a well.
Yeah. It has the sonic quality of an EVP2. And once you become experienced in recording EVP and studying them, you can identify them pretty easily just by listening to them, the sonic quality.
So nobody in the room heard it at all?
No, that's why everybody was so uptight and stunned and what have you. So that was an EVP. That was not heard real time in life. Yeah, only heard when recorded back. We don't know how spirits do it. It's a mystery. Like I said, we probably never will know how it's done. Just the way it is, you know. This next one is kind of cool. This one I'm going to play is the weirdest thing that's ever happened in here, and one of the top weirdest things that's ever happened on my tour in the last 6+ years. Back before they did some renovation work, I had 3 white folding chairs here that I also reserved for the ladies. I let the ladies have a bench too. And so we had 3 ladies sitting there. We had a nice group of people, probably about as many as we have here. They were sitting down, and I asked the question, do you have something you want to say to my friends? They'd love to hear from you. Another closer, right? Well, right above their heads, we started hearing knocking in the rhythm of a heartbeat. Just like that. And I invite you, when you exit, to see where this room is built on. It's built on a platform in the middle of a pit, away from the catwalk system. You try to reach beyond your natural reach over the railing, and you'll be falling into that pit and will be seen in the hospital. And you'll see what I mean by just looking. It's impossible for anybody to be knocking on the walls, back walls or side walls. We have that. Heel-toe footsteps. Have been recorded on the ceiling. So I go running out the door. I want to see what's going on. And guess what I saw on the other side? You know the story, nothing, right? Well, while I was out there, over here, that's as far as I could go, this direction, I could only peek over. Everybody in the room heard a male voice right above the ladies' heads say, "Get out, get out." Like that, yeah. And you'll hear their reaction, and I'm completely oblivious to it when I come back in, and so it's a great recording. The first get out you'll be able to hear. The second get out you'll hear how this works with the repeat, and it competes with that repeat a little bit, but you'll be able to hear it if you listen carefully. All right, so here we go. All right. These people would love to hear from you. Do you have some kind of message or something that you'd like to say to them before we go? This is me getting off my box, going out the door. To hear from you. Do you have some kind of message or something that you'd like to say to them before we go? That's the repeat. Here it comes. Right now. One more.
We heard something get out. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Yeah.
That was a disembodied voice.
So we talked about that for the next 5 hours. That was,
Yes.
that was a disembodied voice. Everybody heard that live in real time with their naked ears.
Yeah, I'd be out.
Well, funny enough, nobody left. We just they wanted to sit here and talk about it for like 3 hours, which I was happy to do. But it's very interesting. You think people would really get uptight about that and go screaming out, but people are very calm when these things happen. Actually, the opposite happens, what you would think. People handle these situations very, very well, actually. So what's our timing?
You've got about 15.
Oh, 15 minutes? Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to introduce you to the lady that sings. We have a spirit that sings down here. She has the most beautiful singing voice you've ever heard, according to people that have heard her sing. Those include our security personnel and guests. And we think she might be a nurse during World War II who helped take care of the prisoners of war, which were held in a pit in the former cargo hold direction. And she had very poor conditions. Many of them died. So she may have sung to them to help take care of them, but she's been known to be around for ages. She's been heard walking around in the forward cargo hold, etc., singing as well. But she has moved over here. So finally, after so many years, we finally got her to sing a couple notes. So a lady and her husband, I set them off along with everybody else to do some investigation work. They came back about 5 minutes later. She goes, Matt, I'm done for the night. You can have your equipment back. I'm done. I was standing right over there, and I got touched. I got pushed forward. I'm done. Goodbye. So I took the equipment back, and she came over here with her husband, and she was standing right next to this door. And back then, there wasn't a pass that went into the next boiler room. That was a solid wall. So they were just standing there with their back against the wall, and all of a sudden, she hears something that you're going to hear emanate from right behind her head, and you'll hear her reaction to it.
She was already done for the night.
She was already done. And she got more. The spirit wasn't done with her. Yeah, she was done, but they weren't. All right, here we go.
I'm giving you this back. Thank you. Holy shit. I was just standing there holding that for a second, and I literally got pushed forward. Oh, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, so she comes over here with her husband. I cut out a minute of silent time. You need to hear that. Here it comes. And they were off the tour they went. So I played this recording to people who have claimed to hear her sing extensively, and I'm watching their eyes as they're listening to it, and you can just see them replaying that whole experience in their mind over again. It's like they're having a flashback. And they say, yeah, it's exactly what she sounds like. So it seems like we might have finally captured her singing at least 2 notes, which is real satisfying. Really, really happy about that. But I have hundreds of these. And I go on and on and on. Yes.
What's the one that's, since you've been doing this for a while, I'm assuming that these things kind of don't really bother you too much anymore, and you look at more of like a scientific thing. Oh, they never have? Has there ever been one that has been a little bit worse than most? One that has been a little
I'll play real quickly one. And it's not because there's anything bad about it. It just took me by surprise. I've heard many disembodied voices here aboard the ship, lots of them. But they tend to be in front of me or over to the side or in a corner or something. This one appeared right behind my back, and I wasn't expecting it. And that made me jump. You can get startled as an investigator that's experienced. I mean, you don't get frightened. But you can get startled because you're just not expecting these things. You know, they just pop up like that. And you know, for the most part, you're very calm. But on the outside, but on the inside, you can get jazzed a little bit. But so let me just play this one here. So we're in another room very similar to this. I have the door open, and we're using the EVP listening station with the headphones. I had enough for everybody but one lady next to me. She wasn't wearing a headphone set. And I asked the spirits the name of the ship. And you'll hear something that happens right here. I hear it, my naked ear, so does the lady who is not wearing headphones.
Are we aboard the Queen Mary or the Queen Elizabeth?
Right there.
Drop our headphones down.
Michael is whispering.
Thank you. I just want to let you know that I want to acknowledge your presence and that I heard you, and we really appreciate the energy that you put out. Did anybody hear a whisper after I asked Queen Mary or Queen Elizabeth?
I heard Mary.
Came from right behind me outside the door. Are we aboard the Queen Mary or the Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah, I mean, there was nobody outside the door. I had everybody here, and it was right behind my back. So it's not as dramatic as the knocking kind of thing. That is really dramatic. To this day, I wonder, what the hell is that knocking and the rhythm of a heartbeat mean? I mean, it's like the international symbol of life, but what was the spirit trying to communicate? But that one, just because I wasn't expecting it, and was like it like goosed me.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just because it startled me. Nothing, I've never frightened. If you get frightened about, about this subject matter, then you're in the wrong field of study, that's for sure. So, all right, let's go ahead and do a little demo here. All right, let's get a little warm in here. Test 1, 2, 3, test 1, 2, 3, hello, hello, hello. Test 1, 2, 3, hello, hello, hello. So it's gonna go 23 seconds. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. So that's 11 seconds. And we're gonna go a little further here to 17 seconds. Then you should hear my voice repeat right about now. All right, let's get a little warm in here. Test 1, 2, 3, test 1, 2, 3, hello, hello, hello. All right, so let's go ahead and turn on Periscope 360. Let's see if we can. Yeah, see, there's a perfect example of how the system works. It shows you the direction of where the static field's at. All right, so here we go. I'd like to say hello to the spirit people that can hear my voice across the ship and that are in the boiler room system. We have a great group of people here that are curious about you and your realm. So if you wouldn't mind spending a few moments with us and chat with us. You've seen the system used before. Just talk into my hand tonight. This is the box you want to talk into as loud as you can, please. And just going to ask a few questions. Do we have anybody, any spirit person here that would like to say hello to my friends? Any spirit person here that would like to say hello to my friends? Any spirit?
There's footsteps.
Yeah, I think that's us. That was maybe. Would somebody be able to tell us, please, the name of the ship we're aboard? Would somebody be able to tell us, please, the name of the ship we're aboard? Would somebody be able?
Was that a no?
I had a question. Did anyone else hear almost like footsteps outside? Because I kind of heard.
I think TC, our
Oh.
tractions manager, might be right
Okay.
out there.
I heard a no on there though.
I did hear something there. Did we?
I didn't hear it.
It's crazy.
Was that real loud sound, you mean?
No, it's
Somebody
somebody.
be able to tell us, please, the name of the ship we're aboard?
would somebody be able to tell us, please, the name of the ship on board?
It was that loud thing, yeah.
Okay. Alright. These people would like to know that you can communicate by using the box, and maybe you can hear your own voice. Are we aboard the Queen Mary or the Queen Elizabeth? And know that you can communicate by using a box, and maybe you can hear your own voice. Are we aboard the Queen Mary or the Queen Elizabeth? And know that you can communicate by using a box. I don't think I heard anything out of those three questions, but it's a good demo on how it works. I'm gonna play one last thing for you, but I want to recommend everybody that's recording video, make sure you review your video with headphones and listen. You may have gotten some EVP. We often get EVP in video recordings. People that come here to record TV shows or whatever, news people, they'll walk away with some oddities. So just a suggestion. So here, I just want to play this one. This is a good example of just a very typical, average, ordinary EVP response that we get with this system here. So I was just asking, just the beginning of the year, if any spirit ever spent Christmas Eve or day aboard the ship. Or excuse me, New Year's Day or New Year's Eve.
Ever celebrate New Year's Eve and day as a crew member aboard the ship?
So that's more of a typical EVP that we
Ever celebrate New
breathy,
Year's
single
Eve
word
and
responses.
day as a crew member aboard the ship?
It sounds like you almost said it twice, like one at the very beginning and then one through it.
But that example comprises probably 80% of what we get in terms of EVP, just short bursts of energy that turn into vocalizations like that. All right, so I know we need to get you back up the haunted elevator, so we're gonna go ahead and exit. It's getting warm in here. Yes.
Don't be disappointed there are no voices. It happens all the time, right, Matt?
Oh, yeah. You can't just walk in expecting, to do 3 questions and get an answer. So it takes patience.
This one?
Ah, it's nice and cool. Ooh, it feels better. This way, everybody.